Hello and welcome into my first installment of the What, Why, and How video series. But before I get into today's topic, I wanted to introduce myself to anyone who is new to any of my platforms or who doesn't know me at all. My name is Michelle DeVillers and I go by Truthbeyondpresent. I channel messages through my higher self and my higher consciousness to connect to spirit, my guides and angels and the divine. And I also work intuitively with those energies as well to help others in their process with connecting to their own intuitive abilities and powers within themselves as well. So with that kind of out of the way, I wanted to first get into the what, as far as the what I use and the tool that I'm going to be referencing today as part of the Divination series is going to be oracle cards. So what an oracle card is essentially a tool that anyone can use that is readily available literally everywhere. You can get them online, you can go into bookstores, and they're now in plethora amounts, but they are just a tool that gives specific messages about certain topics related to each specific deck. So in reference, I have quite a few examples, of course, readily available to give to you. And the first one I wanted to bring up is the one that I generally pick up and go to more times than none, and that is going to be this Butterfly Angels deck. And at the moment, I honestly didn't prepare to find the author and the illustrator and all of that, the artist for this deck. So please forgive me. I will find it later and link it somewhere in the description of some sort. But what this is essentially a deck that I consider to use as from my butterfly angels. I am a butterfly being, which to me is, it's all kind of like a thought form, but if you also can relate, it's somebody that has a death and rebirth, I should say, of sorts throughout their entire lifetime. So for me, it is very powerful because I go through these phases of literally starting from nothing and then metamorphosizing into this beautiful butterfly. So going through the cocoon and all of this, those phases that really just build you up to being this very powerful presence. But what the thing is this happens multiple times during my life, and I continuously learn lessons and go through things that really transform me into a better person every step of the way, and it always gets better and better. And needless to say, it's not always easy. So what I like to use most times than none, honestly, are my oracle decks, and I have a plethora of oracle decks, and what they are is a divination tool. So divination is also really anything that you can use to connect to a bigger presence. So God energy, light energy, you can connect to Mother Earth, you can connect to spirits, you can connect to angels, you can connect to really anything that you resonate with or that really feels easy to relate to. So for me, again, I was really drawn to this deck more than anything because it was a butterfly deck. But every time I use it, I consider it my butterfly angels, because those are the angels that are most present with me when I really want to channel what's going on in my life. What am I metamorphosizing through? So that is what I will use, even though I have several other different types of oracle decks. So another one that I use is The Universe Has Your Back by oh my gosh, I am forgetting her name at the moment as well. But this is a really beautiful deck to use when I'm trying to get a message specifically from the universe. Like, what is the universe trying to tell me? What message is out there for me to know so that I can know for myself that whatever energies I'm feeling in that moment, I'm not crazy. Because sometimes energies you'll be on a high for so long and all of a sudden you just plateau out of nowhere, and then you just get lost and you're like, what is going on? And a lot of times decks like these, the oracle decks, really do help in confirming that what you're feeling is honestly on a metaphysical cosmos level. So this is bigger than self, this is bigger than earth, this is bigger than the collective, this is from the universe in large, and that is how I channel through this deck. Now, something that I use with my oracle decks and how I connect with them is usually I usually get a call to get another deck or purchase my first deck or something like that, if you're new to this at all. And when I do that, I go in with kind of this open mind of what deck really is speaking to me. And in that moment, like for instance, the butterflies, I knew that that is something I'm going to resonate with. So more than likely, that's probably going to be a really good deck for me. So when I got it and I first started using it, I instantly had this really awesome connection to it, which I will later explain in the why or how video, depending on what reference I'm using for that. But in a later video, I will explain a little bit deeper into the ins and outs of how to use it and why I use it. But more specifically, what this is and what it's giving you is really an opportunity to get a clear, definite message that spirit is always with you. Your guides are always with you. Angels are always with you. For me, butterflies also are always with me. I also connect to many different other types of entities and beings and divine energies, but that is one that I really am drawn to. So for me, what I really like to do is in the moment of either really just having a day-to-day message, or I feel like I need clarification on something, this is one of the first things that I grab. Oracle decks in general, I just immediately, it's something I connect with, and it's really easy to use, very user-friendly. A lot of them do come with booklets and information on how to use it, how to read them, explanations of the cards. This one was very easy as well. I will give you just a simple example. This one has a lot of inner growth experiences, so it's really telling you reevaluate what is going on with your center, and maybe from that, sorry, it's reflective, but maybe from that you start to read a little bit about it. Some decks won't have messages on them, so you might have to look into the book or intuitively use your gifts to really see what that message is telling you. So for instance, for that one, I would look at the cards and then see what it's giving me. But also the jumping into a whole nother branch of this what topic, because I want to make this video as short as possible, user-friendly as possible. One thing I like to mention about oracle decks is they're so vast and far between, just because there are many different uses for many different things and many different people. So as vast as everybody's different creative abilities, or as vast as how unique each and every one of us are, that's how oracle decks are, and that's how they play into our lives so beautifully and so elegantly, is we connect to these energies that really call to us and give us something to kind of look at, so we're not just aimlessly using our senses, that we can actually connect to a card or a message that our senses have grounding on to. And I hope that makes sense. But most importantly, what an oracle deck can give you is confirmation or new information on past present or even potential future events. So if you're going through kind of like a transitional phase in your life, and things might be a little bit hectic and you're not really sure which way to look or what feels right for yourself. So let's say you are in the process of wanting to or thinking of buying a new home, and maybe the energies you're feeling, something in your gut just isn't feeling quite right. What I would do is to grab a card or grab a deck, shuffle it a little bit, pick a card, and whatever that message has to say, I would sit with it and go, okay, maybe this isn't the right time, or maybe this is the perfect time. It will all show up because spirit is definitely connected to you. And if you use these cards and you put your blessings on it, this will be in the how video, so I will definitely go over that as well. So ultimately, what I'm trying to say is oracle cards are super easy to use, super user friendly. I will show that in the how and why videos. So please let me know what you think of oracle cards, and if I gave a good description for you, or if you resonate at all with it. Please stay tuned and stick in with me for the rest of the series. And I hope you enjoyed the first video of what, why, and how, and divination as the first installment. So I thank you all for joining in with me, and I will see you very soon. Blessings.